Hello everyone, I'm Rob, your resident gamer dad, and this time I decided to take Junior on a trip to my roots. I mean, my deep gaming roots. I wanted to show him one of the first games I've ever played as a kid. Back when PC had dial-up internet, floppy disks were the USBs of that time, when monitors were heavier than small cars, and saving your progress required, well, pen and paper. The game that defined my early gaming years was Dyna Blaster. At first, Junior stared at the title screen like he was meeting a long-lost ancestor.
Dad, this is how games look like when you're little?
Yep.
They're actually kind of cute.
And just like that, we stepped into the tiny maze-based chaos machine. A bomb-filled campaign. Dyna Blaster introduces you to this world through a short cinematic, where the black evil Bomberman kidnaps Lisa, the daughter of Dr. Mitsumori. This is a 1990 Japanese game after all. So, with the mission on hand, you're dropped into a base grid of randomly generated blocks and enemies, armed with nothing but, well, bombs. Junior adapted to that simplicity instantly. He loved placing them, then running for safety in that tiny moment of suspense before the flames burst across the grid. There's something timeless about that micro-tension, or at least until you get a timing and get used to the power of your bomb, how long the flame reaches. He enjoyed it all. The timing, the position puzzles, the panic when he would accidentally trap himself between a wall and his bomb.
Wait! Oh no! Why did I put the bomb there?
A second later, boom, and we laughed. It was déjà vu for me, as I made that same mistake so many times when I was his age. As levels went on and new, trickier enemies got introduced, he began playing more thoughtfully, predicting movement patterns and carefully threading his way through tight corridors. He loved the feeling of outsmarting a monster, especially that real fast bear, but also even the monster that was just a little animated blob with ambition. 16-bit graphics charm. One surprise was how quickly the retro aesthetic won him over. Dyna Blaster's visuals are clean, colorful, and with a focus put on charm and expression. Junior liked the art style here more than some more modern games with retro aesthetics, like Disney's Hercules, the PC game we played and reviewed earlier. He kept pointing out how cute everything looked. The walls, the power-ups, the little enemies, each tiny threat with a personality, and when they died, they'd balloon up in the cutest way, well, until they would explode and disappear. There's a clarity to Dyna Blaster that makes everything easy to follow, and I think this simplicity helped him stay immersed and learn to play. And then I got my moment to shine. I pulled out my old notebook again, having there all the stage passwords scribbled from back when.
Wait, you have all the passwords in that old notebook? Yoo-hoo!
Suddenly, skipping ahead after a tough death was a small ritual from a past era, shared between two generations of gamers. A journey through 8 worlds. We mostly played the single-player campaign, which is exactly how I grew up with Dyna Blaster. Round after round, each one with its own theme, new enemies, and a boss fight waiting at the end. Junior immediately loved the sense of progression. Every time we cleared the map, he'd lean closer as if the next maze might reveal something completely unexpected. Power-ups quickly became one of his favorite parts. Longer flames, extra bombs, speed boosts, the glorious ability to walk through walls.
Dad, look! I'm a ghost now!
He said while phasing through bricks with absolute delight. Watching him light up with each upgrade brought back the exact excitement I'd felt as a kid. The boss battles were a highlight too. He took them on with surprising patience, figuring out his patterns and weaving around explosions like a tiny strategist in training. The journey across the 8 worlds is meant to be played solo, so even though multiplayer is implemented in the competitive battle mode, there is no co-op, which made Junior a bit sad. Yet, the game's rhythm still worked wonderfully for us. If anything, that limitation planted a new seed. He's already waiting for our future session where we will dive into battle mode and try to blow each other up in friendly Dad vs Junior fashion. Why it worked for us? Short but engaging levels. Levels are small enough to keep you progressing, yet filled with enough walls and monsters to keep you challenged. Boss battles and map themes. The themed worlds kept Junior intrigued about what came next, and the boss fights at the end of every zone felt like a well-earned challenge and reward. Retro charm that still works. Junior isn't a fan of old-school pixelated graphics, but it surprised me how much he loved the bright, expressive feel of Dyna Blaster, reminding me how good design can outshine age. Good learning curve. The gradual shift from basic mechanics to faster and trickier enemies to powerful chained explosions gave Junior a steady sense of growth and mastery. Final father thoughts. Revisiting Dyna Blaster with Junior felt like opening a door to a different era in gaming, but also a different era for myself. These old retro titles hold so many memories of who you were back then, and sharing them feels like passing down a small piece of who you were growing up. Watching Junior enjoy Dyna Blaster and seeing him hooked as me, the excitement, the laughter, the problem solving, the patience, and yes, the occasional self-destruction, felt like bridging worlds. It's yet another reminder that fun, at its core, doesn't need cutting-edge graphics or sprawling narratives. Sometimes, all it needs is a good idea, simple mechanics, clever design, and a handful of bombs that explode exactly when you expect them to. So, whether you're sharing games with family or just exploring the past on your own, Dyna Blaster shows that a well-crafted game can outlast trends and generations. Some sparks just keep burning.